My dear friends, give some tzedakah with our prayers for the well-being of our soldiers, of our hostages, of all of us, of all of mankind, all of humanity. We should already merit to live in peace and in harmony. And obviously that means being in the Beis Hamikdash with Moshiach. Talking about Beis Hamikdash and Moshiach, the parshas of this week is all about, the Torah portions is all about the construction of the Mishkan, and obviously the bringing the offerings in the Beis Hamikdash. We have morning and evening prayers. The morning prayer is corresponding to the sacrifice, the offering that was brought every morning in the Mishkan and then in the temple. Korban Tomid Shel Shachis, the morning offering, and then there was the afternoon one, Korban Tomid Shel Beinu Arbaim, towards the end of the day, which is the prayer of Mincha. The name of this offering is Korban Tomid. Tomid means constant. In other words, it was a daily offering. This came from communal funds, couldn't be a personal offering. The community as a whole would offer, would state, would express its gratitude to Hashem for what we're going to receive and accomplish during the day, that's the morning one, and then at the end of the day for what we did, for what we received, for what we have been able to accomplish with the strengths that God is giving us. So the day is from morning to evening surrounded, expressed by the offering to Hashem. So the word is tamid, constant. Very interesting. The Shulchan Aruch, the Code of Jewish Law, the first section, which is called the Orach Chaim, the way of life, the day-to-day behavior, starts with the word tamid and ends in 697 chapters later with the word tamid. And let's look at it. It starts, the Ramah starts with saying, in chapter 1, right in the beginning, Shivisi Hashem lenegdi somit. Shivisi Hashem, the presence of God. The negdi is in front of me, tamid, constant. And he goes on to explain that this is a klal gadol b'Torah. This is a basic fundamental concept in Torah, that we have to have that presence, that awareness of God in front of us continuously, constantly. Why? And it says very practical, because one behaves different when he thinks he's all alone at home to when he knows there's a big king standing in front of him. The talk is different, the behavior is different, the entire person is different. And that's what he says, Shivisi Hashem lenegdi samid. Constant. When we look, as I said before, 697 chapters later, and then talks the laws of Megillah, of Purim, and talks about the laws of Purim cotton that we have this year, 2 months of Adar, so we have the little Purim, which we had about a week ago. And there it says the following, a whole discussion on the first month of Adar, do we have to celebrate Purim, do something, not to do, etc. So he says like this, B'Yudaled, Ba'adar Rishon. So yesh omrim, that those who say shechayev laharbois b'mishta v'simcha, one should add, one should increase in celebration and in partying b'mishta, B'Yudaled Ba'adar Rishon, on the 14th day of the first month of Adar. And he says, some say yes, some say no. So he says the following, although it is not necessary, nevertheless, it should increase a little bit in the celebration, in the meal, to mark the day. And it ends with V'toiv leiv mishte tomid. And a glad heart is always celebrating. Mishte tomid. Interesting. Begins the Shulchan Aruch with Shivisi Hashem lenegdi samid and ends with the word V'toiv leiv mishte tomid. Obviously, the Ramah is not talking about foolish, frivolous partying. No. Not a person should always be partying and having fun. Not at all. This is certainly not the end result of having gone through the whole Shulchan Aruch, the whole code of Jewish law, with all the detail, with all its responsibility to tell us, and now go ahead, have a wonderful, swell party. No. What is referring to is the Tamid, the offerings of the Beis Hamikdash, the morning one and the evening one. That we should always be cognizant, we should always be conscious, and our lifestyle should be surrounded from the beginning of the day till the end of the party, till Purim, the ultimate celebration, with the offerings of the temple. In other words, our entire life should be focused on the offerings, on the rebuilding of the temple, which then we will have Toiv Leiv Mishte Tomid, and then we'll have the ultimate celebration. And may this be now.